Hello friends, I am sharing with you a devotional today of something that's been on my heart the last couple of days. This past Saturday, one of my dear friends, a really devoted member of our church, went home to be with the Lord, Colin Sylvester. And just a week before, I was with him, visiting with him, and I recorded our conversation. And he was very enthusiastic about me sharing this with the church. And so really what we're going to see now is just what he's learned the last several years as he's battled pancreatic cancer and what God taught him and what he wanted you to hear. And I pray that it will touch you as it's touched me. One of the absolute joys of ministry is getting to know God's people and going in their homes and listening to their stories. And I've learned that everybody has a story, and I absolutely believe, and I say with great confidence, that one of the things that's been a joy is that so often I learn just as much from what they teach me as what I teach them, that we learn from one another. And it's just a wonderful part of ministry, is getting to know people and just hear people's stories. And Colin here has been, you were diagnosed with pancreatic cancer when? How long ago was this?
August of 2017, so about two thirds years.
And what was the diagnosis they gave you in the beginning?
At that time, I was told the condition was inoperable, and that I had 6 months to live, which would have taken me. It so happened that because I'm a statistician and I measure things by numbers. That actually would have taken me to February the 14th, 2018. It happened to be some Valentine's Day, so now I regard Valentine's Day as my second birthday.
See, and that's the things I'm talking about. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, so we're something more than 2.5 years into it now.
And my father was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer around the same time, so I've been walking with my father as well as Colin this whole time. And one of the things that's really, really stuck with me, probably you're a great witness to me, is that you and Connie continue to show up to church every week when you can, almost every week, to worship God. And it's been a huge witness to me, because most people sleep in when they're not feeling well, and you show up and give God your best in everything you do. And what I talked about him about earlier was that one of the things that's really struck me this morning as I was driving over here thinking about what we might talk about is that in the current situation in our country and the world, and just my conversations with people, there are a lot of people that are really scared right now. They are looking down the barrel of the gun. They feel like with their jobs, with the unknown, and they don't know what's going to happen in the next month, the next 3 months, the next year. And I thought, of all people who knows what it's like to be facing something that seems overwhelming at the time is Colin. And I thought it cannot be more appropriate than to share maybe what you've learned and what you can share with the people who may be watching this about what God's taught you.
God has taught me to be an optimist. There's a quote from the French philosopher Voltaire that I like. It's from Candide, and Candide is quoted throughout the book as saying, "Everything will be for the best in the best of all possible worlds." Now, Voltaire was a cynic, and he didn't believe that. He was being sardonic. But nevertheless, I have found that if you have faith in the Lord, faith in God, that is what actually happens. Do not give up. And I have been through 2 or 3 of these intense crises. First one was I was born in the city of Southampton 3 months before D-Day launched. And Southampton was the center of operations Operation Overlord. I was not conscious of that. I was 3 months old. But God, it was a close run thing, but God supported us, and obviously we came out victorious in the war. You wonder what would have happened if Operation Overlord had not succeeded and had been pushed back. And there's been a few books written on that.
A lot of ink spilled on that.
Yeah.
But now you find yourself now with pancreatic cancer 2 years past what the doctors originally diagnosed, and yet you're still fighting. You're still playing tennis. You're still getting up in the morning.
I have a rule that I have to get out of the house every day. That's one of my rules. I went out and played tennis lesson with my coach yesterday. We have some visitors from the UK with us, who are a great blessing. My closest friend, Ralph. We played golf a couple of times, and I have a tennis match tomorrow. So I'm just trying to run a regular life as I can. I must admit, I'm not at my best today. I'm pretty run down, but Jonathan is an inspiration. He is my favorite preacher. He is the world authority on C.S. Lewis, of course. And,
that makes me very happy.
God has been good to us, and he continues to be good to us. And I feel full of grace and full of peace.
Well, that was my other thing, is that now that you've been looking at death for quite a while. How do you feel about that? What have you learned? I know you're ready.
I just sense I have a sense of peace, and I like to think a life well lived.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah,
but it's due to faith in our Lord and the inspiration of the church as a manifestation of the Holy Spirit. I find great solace and support from going to church, going to Bible study, meeting with fellow Christians, and all these are positive and life-enforcing ways of passing the time.
Thank you. We're out here. I'm going to continue to spend the morning with Colin. It's just been a great morning. It's a beautiful morning out here. But we just want to say to all those at Church of the Cross, I wanted us to share with you about Colin, who many of you know, who's loved. He's praying for y'all, and we're praying for him. And we will see you soon. Take care.
God bless.